I want to talk to you a little bit about the difference between managers and leaders. Here I am again talking about management and leadership. A lot of people don't like to talk about the differences as if I talk about leaders, I'm denigrating managers. But here's the critical thing, and I said this a couple times in different ways. Leadership is a series of behaviors, and let's write this down because I think people need to understand what it is. Leadership is a series of behaviors that inspires others to be their best selves. In other words, they give their highest performance on the way toward a goal. Okay? So if you break my definition down, it's very simple. There are very complex definitions out there. But this basically covers three critical aspects. It's a series of behaviors. There's nothing magical to it. And if you follow me on LinkedIn, I write about this all the time. And I talk about behaviors from the standpoint of principles. How do you act, behave, think, and speak? So they're principles lined up towards behaviors. Okay? Obviously, these are positive principles because they need to inspire others. And that's the second part to this. They inspire others. They inspire others so much that people want to step up and model what you're doing, so much so that it brings out their best selves, what I call the best selves, or what you could also say is their highest performing abilities. In other words, they give it 100%. That's the key. 100%. Everything they've got. And the third one is on the way to the goal or objective. You see, nobody's going to get excited if there's not an objective. People want to know what the objective is. And these three things, series of behaviors or principles, inspire others so that they model you and bring out their best selves on the way towards a goal or an objective. Now, I started this off with the difference between management and leadership. Well, if you look at this, you do not have to be a manager to do these things. In fact, you don't have to have anybody reporting to you. You can inspire others towards the goal. And I have been in organizations where people who were not the manager had more leadership qualities than the actual manager. And they inspired people to perform at their best levels. And they attracted people. And I don't want to say they attracted people that were followers because that would go against the manager. But people wanted to become their best. They felt better being around them. So this is one of the big differences in managers. Now, let me also say this. A manager can inspire others to be their best selves through a series of principles. Okay? It's not a dichotomy. It's not one or the other. Managers can be leaders. Most managers have a propensity to gravitate towards the left side of their brain. In other words, they get caught up in the minutia of things. And when I say the minutia of things, they have to do spreadsheets, they have to do reports, they have to make sure people are following policies. And this is a big problem for many managers. Once they get ingrained in what I call the Excel side of their mind, that is their Excel side versus their PowerPoint side, right brain, left brain. Just remember this, left brain is your logic, right brain is your creative side, your artistic side. What typically happens is they wind up going to the left more often to the right. And this requires a balance. So managers, and this is the key thing, managers manage things. Now the problem is The problem is, or becomes, is when they try to use that same type of, behavior and thought process when it comes to people. You cannot manage things the same way, and you cannot manage people the same way you manage things. You can through policies and procedures, but good people don't necessarily like to be told what to do, or they have to color in between the lines. People want to use their talents. People want to make sure that they can give their all and develop themselves through their work, because their work becomes their signature. Does that make sense? Their work is their signature. And who they are is represented through their work. People who are proud of their work are willing to grow and are willing to give their all. People who are not proud of their work don't feel like they're part of the team and are not willing to give their all. Does this make sense? I hope it does. Let me back up just for a second. If you're a manager and you're managing through policies and procedures, and you're looking at people through the lens of a left brain logical sequential type thing, that somebody's not following the steps or doing things properly, you may want to step back and release or surrender that level of control. Because what happens is you're stepping into the micromanagement of minutia. And when you step into the micromanagement of minutia, you aggravate people, and your talented, artistic people who want to give their all do something called quiet quitting. That is, they quit the job in place, and they're just going along or going with the flow. And it's not long before they realize that this is stifling themselves, and they're going to start looking for a new job. All the good ones leave first. I'm Joe Murphy, and I am here for your success. Thanks for watching.